Hello, Galen. Can you hear me?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, finally, we having you here.
I just got up
Good,
to grab
good.
some water. I'm back.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for your time that you come here. I know you're really busy with your projects now. For those who don't know, we have tonight our guest, Galen Hood, NFTTO, organizer, community manager of NFTTO. Also, you're running your project. Or is the NFT music, music NFT. I hope you're gonna explain it more to us a little bit later. But yeah, I'm glad to having you here, and glad to that you gonna be a speaker in our upcoming event in University of Toronto on 15th of June. So let's start it. Can you please share to us a little bit more about your experience, how you come up to the crypto space, how everything it started for you?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Oh, my headphones just finished charging and shocked me here. Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to the U of T students on the 15th. I've always quite fascinated with everything blockchain, and I've been involved as a kind of like a investor in crypto for a very long time. And then
Yeah.
I think ultimately I got involved in NFTs way too late for how excited I was when I first when I first looked up what an NFT was. I saw everybody trading the monkey pictures around and all that and learning about Board Ape Yacht Club, and I was like, this is so stupid. I can't believe these guys are paying so much for these little JPEGs. Um, and I was just in such denial, so I it took me forever to finally just Google what is an NFT. And as soon as I did, I learned about the technology layer of what an NFT was, and I became so infatuated that I immediately saw all the potential that NFTs as a technology, and even as uh, I think later that night I bought my first NFT and I jumped into a community
Oh,
in Discord, and then I was like, oh shit, it's not just the technology layer. Like these communities are great, and they're having so much fun, and
yeah,
really started to see these things as kind of like almost like a membership NFT,
yeah,
and to get into a certain community. And yeah, I fell in love with the whole idea. I fell in love with the culture of NFTs, and then
yeah,
eventually, when my co-founder at the time, she's not involved in the business anymore, but
yeah,
her and I met at an NFT art gallery. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but the Goat Gallery. Um,
yeah,
it's a digital NFT art gallery. It's awesome. And we met at one of their parties
yeah.
right after COVID had ended, and we were just like, we should have these parties all the time. And then that turned into NFTO. I think,
Oh, I see.
uh, you know, after the first event, we had I think it was like 13 people, and then
Yeah.
the next event it was like 100 something people. So there was truly a
Oh,
need and a thirst for it in the neighborhood in Toronto. So yeah, and then we started getting into more education, bigger events all the time, and opened up various chat groups on the internet and just got to meet a lot of really cool people in the space. So that was
yeah.
kind of like my entry point. Literally started with Googling what is an
I.
NFT.
Oh, that's great. What?
All right, it's just me. Okay, so maybe to fill some time here, we'll just give him a second to get back. Oh, there, you're back.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was
So,
just
what
gonna take
was
it. I was
your
just gonna go
first
solo.
NFT? No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna supporting you. No worries.
Yeah, so that was it. That was my journey in, and
Well,
ev-
you mentioned it that you like bought your first NFT. What was the NFT that you bought?
It was a project called Psyducks. They're
Side.
not around anymore. It was on Solana.
Yeah,
And they were super cheap, so it was like really, really low risk. And the gas fees on Solana, like this was in the NFT bubble, I guess like
I see.
20
Yeah, yeah.
late
After.
2020, early 2021 area.
Yeah,
So I didn't want to pay Ethereum gas fees
yeah.
to buy a $10 NFT. So my first NFT was on Solana, and
Oh, that.
yeah, it was great. They had game nights and everything. It was a lot of fun. And then that next one in the same night, I bought an NFT called Wild Goat Gang, and it was a local Toronto group that was doing it. So I was really excited to be able to go meet my community members in that community, just like out having drinks and chopping it up and learning from each other.
That's nice. So, do you still doing the events like the
Yep,
any
yeah, we still
upcoming events as well?
NFTO still does events.
Yeah,
It slowed down a lot in the bear market, but we're going to be ramping up with the current state of crypto. I think it's easier to get sponsorships involved. It's easier to
yeah,
get partners that want to do something cool. Everyone's excited again. People want to talk to somebody who actually has the similar interests that they do. I know
yeah,
in my friend group, I've got my blockchain friends, and I've got my regular friends. And
yeah.
my regular friends don't want to hear about NFTs, and they don't want to hear about crypto. And as soon as they
Yeah,
do,
I
as
can
soon as they
actually feel
start
it. Yeah,
talking
I
to
know,
me
I
about
know.
crypto, that means I gotta go sell all my crypto because we're about to have a crash.
I see. Can you please tell us a little bit more about your current project, what it does, how does it work, and is it exist already?
Yeah, so I'm currently working with a company called Helios. It's
Yeah,
a music streaming platform. Um, Basically, the best way to describe kind of what we're going for with Helios is you've got two different types of companies. You've got the big full catalog companies like Spotify, Apple, Deezer,
yeah,
Pandora, Tidal, etc. And they have access to all the music industry's commercial music, right? Um,
yeah,
and then you've got the SoundClouds and the YouTubes, and those are all user generated content catalogs. So people can go onto those platforms, they can upload their songs, they can do, they have a little bit more freedom. And as long as they own the content, they can kind of put it up there for everybody to hear. And usually without charge, but I think they all have premium accounts now. So we're kind of a hybrid. So we're going to be we're currently acquiring the full catalog that Spotify has. We actually have Dick Huey who did the original content acquisition for Spotify. He's out there knocking on doors right now, trying to get all that catalog in the door. So we'll have that. You can go on and listen to your, favorite artists. Um, that everything you could listen to on Spotify, but you can also go on and check out independent artists who are, uploading music, looking for feedback, looking for community. You can go and engage with those people as well.
I
And
see.
the where the blockchain comes in is um, basically like if you're an artist, you could go on to Helios. As
Yeah,
of We're just updating this right now, but as of next week, you'll be able to go onto Helios and upload a song immediately that's automatically minted to the Solana blockchain. And you can sell copies of it. You can, fractionalize an album. You can sell concert tickets, whatever you want. And by putting it on chain, it allows us to do a lot of things. Not only do you own your whatever you buy,
yeah,
and you can encode into the smart contract or into the contract itself any legal that you need to, and distribution. So, fractionalized ownership is one thing, but you also want to fractionalize, for instance, on a song, there could be 12 writers. And every time
yeah,
that sale goes through, we don't need a rights collection agency or all these middlemen to go and distribute that money, because
yeah.
it's just built in. I can just slide along. This guy gets
It's
25%. This
automatic.
girl gets 25. This person 25, and me 25, And as soon as the sale's made, it just gets distributed. So
Yeah.
streamlining a lot of that is what's very exciting about this platform to me.
Oh, that's great. So basically, it's not only like music streaming platform, but also like fully engage it for artists or like fans of some artists to buying the tickets, hearing the songs. And on
Yeah.
the royalties perspective, how does it work for the artists? You mentioned it that they like could splitting the royalties, right? For like
Yeah,
songs that they're
yeah. So
uploading.
we've just built that right into the interface. When you upload a
Yeah.
song, you can select the primary artists, the contributors, the writers. This person played drums. This person played guitar.
Oh,
Whatever you want, and that can get listed under the song. And so it really strengthens the idea of um, music isn't a commodity. There's a lot
yeah,
of people that go into making this, so you can see everybody who contributed to that song if you want, or if the artist wants you to see that. But also when you're doing that, you can just type in this person gets 25% of every sale, this person gets
yeah,
25%. You can do it all live as you're uploading the music, so it kind of takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
I see. So in general, like the artists, do they have the possibility to earn more than on other streaming platforms, or is it gonna be almost the same?
Yeah, actually, we our revenue split model, our revenue share
Mm.
model with the artists is
Yeah,
going to be pretty revolutionary because we give
yeah.
100% of our streaming or our subscription revenue directly back to the
Oh,
artist.
that's so nice.
And
I
it's not even just that. It's like
yeah,
like the Spotify's, all the major catalog, they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you 70% of all the subscriptions go back to artists." Well, they don't really show that's not on chain like ours,
yeah,
and they don't show how that distribution works out. So, you know, they have to pay their deals with the major record labels. They have to pay Joe Rogan $200 million. They
yeah.
got to pay Kim Kardashian, you know,
Yeah,
the
that's really like
and
a
then the
lot of
artist gets
question
the
around it.
distribution. But we do it on a per engagement model. So if you go on to Helios and you listen
Yeah.
to one song, and that's my song, I get $10 from your $10 subscription that month.
Oh, I
And
see.
if you go on at the next month and you listen to two artists, $5, $5. So everything that you engage with, that's where your subscription goes through. So there's no fishy, funny business. We're not. Everything's transparent. Everything's on chain for us to see. So it's yeah, it's exciting because I used to be a musician, the
Yeah.
founder. A lot of the people on the team are musicians, and we're really excited to make a change and try to bring value back to the people that are making these platforms great, i.e., the
Yeah.
creators of the music and the content.
Yeah, I heard a lot about this kind of pain from other streaming platforms. I just heard recently like one of the interview with Snoop Dogg gives, and he were talking about the Spotify that he has over 1 billion listeners there, and he got for 1 billion played just like $35,000 or something like that,
Oh my
which is
god,
like it's just like funny. It's how it's
that's
possible. Like, and they're saying they paying 70 percentage. No way.
yeah, not a chance. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice timing for us because everyone's very mad. There's like
Yeah,
13
yeah,
different countries' rights, music rights company or
yeah.
organizations suing them right now as we speak. So the timing couldn't be better for us.
Yeah, that's really amazing what you're doing. Can you explain to us a little bit more of your collaborations or some artists who you're trying to engage to the hilarious?
To Helios.
Yes, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I can talk about right now. I think I can talk
Yeah,
about one of the big things is that for us is going to be getting um, really cool artists on board, and we have a lot of them lined up. We've got Arabian Prince is
Oh,
now on the team, and he was one of the founding members of NWA. So that's really cool.
I
I
see.
can't really say nothing's been announced yet, but we've got
Yeah.
like late 80s and early 90s hip hop heads are just, you know,
Oh,
they
that's
love
nice.
they were fighting the system back then, and they hear us fighting the system, and maybe they just want to jump in, but I don't know what the attraction is. I think it's a great fit, so we're really excited to announce some pretty big names soon.
Oh, that's nice. And what is your position in the project? Like, what exactly you're doing there?
I'm the product lead, so
Yeah,
I lead the design team, um,
I see. So
and
almost every sector it's laying on you, right? I know the
there's
product leads like they doing everything.
yeah, and a lot of the product strategy I help out with as well, which is really great because we've got so many. Honestly, uh, we're working with so many people that I've been kind of wanting to work with since I met
Yeah.
them or since I've heard about them for the last 4 or 5 years. I've been hearing all these names, and now I'm in a room with all these people and we're working on strategy together. It's unreal. It's kind of a dream come true.
Oh, that's cool. And you said you're ex-musician as well. What's your music? Well, what did you do in music industry?
I had a band for 11 years. Um,
Oh, that's nice.
and yeah, we were signed with a bunch of independent labels and then Universal Music at the end. And I firsthand have seen, I mean, the majority of the ways that the music industry can screw you. And this is honestly gonna be a big fu right back to them because I came out pretty jaded, and now that I have an opportunity to make things better for musicians, so
I
it's pretty
see.
cathartic actually. Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool that you like you're still trying to, changing the world of for the musicians and changing the way they're streaming it. That's so nice, and you're understanding like both sides, like the technical part, how to doing it, and also like from the music industry side.
yeah,
Um,
it's pretty convenient. It just kind of fell in my lap. I've been the founder is a buddy of mine. He's like found out I had just walked away from another contract, and he was like, "Yeah, do you want to come do this?" And I was like, "Thought you'd
of
never ask."
course, why not?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's always worked like that. Like like-minded people somehow like getting around, magnet each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
And can you please share to us your biggest failure in the market with FTs or in general in cryptocurrency market?
I mean, I would say buying into the first bull run that I when I started to get into crypto, and then
Yeah.
probably not capitalizing on the next bull run is more probably my financial situation than anything on that. But yeah, and then buying into the NFT bubble. Those are all my
Yeah.
basically everything you would expect from a fail story. I bought things always at the wrong time, but um, so my investment strategy up until this round, up until this market,
Yeah.
this bull run was uh was a big failure. But I honestly think if you learn along the way,
Yeah.
from experience, not just reading something or listening to somebody on YouTube. You really learn as a result of this. Like when you fail and you want to get better at investing, or you buy into projects that aren't very good, you learn
Yeah.
how to do better research. You learn, um, what trends are have the most promise, and which teams are good and who's shady and all that. So I honestly can't say that I've had any failures in the space, maybe some bad
Yeah.
investments, but now just the breadth of knowledge that I've been able to kind of acquire,
Mhm.
I think that's all a win for me. So no big fails.
Yeah. So the biggest fail is just wrong investment or bad investment, right?
Yeah.
And and what is your the most excited and the best time for you in the space?
Um, Honestly, I think the second event we ever threw was a big win for us. That one I told you where
Yeah.
there was people spilling out onto the streets, and we had booked a room for 30 people, and over 100 people showed up. And then uh, I'll just keep going. Maybe we'll give them a second. We'll get this man some better internet. All right. Well, if for everybody watching, um, yeah, that second event was a big win, and there
I'm
you
back.
go.
Sorry.
You're back. I was just saying that that second
Yeah.
event was a big win, not just because it was like our event and we brought all these people, but it was the first kind of confirmation that there were people in my city that wanted to um,
Learn about it.
learn from each other and hang out, and the biggest win in the space is the NFTO community being awesome and helpful, and then everybody I've met through their networks, because there's just so much going on in this space, and if you want to learn about everything by yourself, and if you want to try to just absorb opinions from the internet, you're not going to learn as fast, and it's just frankly not a lot of fun. But just the whole network that I have in Toronto and worldwide now, that's my win. It's
That's
There's
good.
always somebody to call if you need to learn something or if you need help.
Yeah.
They're just such a supportive group in Web3.
Yeah. Community. It's all in every crypto project.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And what is your the most favorite project in crypto space? Honestly, I want to split this question into two. What is your favorite project, and which is your favorite network, and why?
I'm pretty agnostic when it comes to these things. Um, I don't I don't really subscribe to picking a network. I'd like to get excited about anything new. So
Yeah,
just something new to learn about. Anybody who's trying to solve a real world problem.
yeah,
But I like different networks for different things. Like they all have their strengths. You know,
yeah,
I'm on a low gas kick right now, so I'm kind of
yeah,
my Ethereum's just sitting there staked in some different projects. But yeah, I think some of the more promising projects out there right now. Um, One of them is a video game that's called Champions Ascension. I own a bunch of NFTs, and I find they're just building this really cool game, and might crack the Web3 gaming code way open. So that's exciting, and I love. There's another project called uh, Index Co-op,
yeah,
and they're bringing index funds on chain. So investing in, say, like gaming NFT or like gaming crypto gaming, um,
yeah,
high staked ETH, like all these different projects, and you can kind of just get access and exposure to all of them. Because sometimes I'm trying to DCA into the market, and
yeah,
sometimes I've been buried in this Helios app for so long that I haven't been keeping up on my research, and I'm like, I'll just pick an index fund, So I'm really excited that index funds are coming on chain. That's going to be pretty
yeah,
revolutionary, I think.
yeah. That's true. What's your opinion about NFTs on Bitcoin?
Um, Most are a little too pricey for me, a little too
Yeah.
rich for my blood. But I
Do
think
you
they
think
bring
they
some
have a
really.
future?
I think so, because just on the strength of the Bitcoin community alone, and
Yeah,
some of the wealth in that community.
yeah,
And it's honestly, like, it's a really nerdy group of people, the Bitcoin maxis. So they really find a lot of creative ways to do things. And I love
yeah,
that NFTs on Bitcoin are different than NFTs on Ethereum, and like they're
yeah,
fundamentally different in code. And
yeah.
yeah, I think it's cool. Anytime somebody's trying to do something new on a network, and revolutionize
That's awesome.
you know, whatever
Yeah.
little area they're focusing on. Yeah, I love it. I don't have any. I have some very, very useless ordinals that were sent to me, but I haven't really gotten into the scene.
Yeah, I see. And how you keep yourself update in the market? Like how you getting news and what's your favorite channel to doing so?
Um, Again, I don't really have a favorite channel. I'm subscribed to so many different channels,
Yeah.
um, and different podcasts, but I would say talking to people in my network is like, I kind of already alluded to this earlier, but there's just so much happening.
Yeah.
You could quit your job, you know, find a way not to sleep, and you couldn't keep up on everything, right? So um, it's really good to have a lot of smart people around you.
Yeah.
So I have my channels that I absorb, and then I go out for a beer, or I meet somebody at a crypto event. You can go to blockchainevents.ca, and that's set up from some of our community members. Nav Gupta did that, and it's really convenient. You can just find an event,
Yeah.
and chances are you're going to meet some really smart people there. Once those become your friends, and once you realize like who you can trust and who just has good information, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, it's like having 20, 30 people out there doing research for you at all times. When they get excited and you trust them, you know that that's something you can look into and research yourself. So my most of my information comes from my network, and then my Google News
Yeah.
feed, but that's filled with a lot of really trashy headlines and bad articles as well. So
I see.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
you know
really
the the SHIB coin will go to $1. This is how, and it's like, no, it won't go to one
no.
dollar.
It's not.
That's not possible. Okay, a lot of those articles. So
If you're saying it, that means that you want not to.
yeah,
Yeah, that's always working, especially in the crypto market. Like on what people like become too sure, they like becoming too bowling on it. It definitely gonna fail. So I think in the stock market is the same. And yeah, my next question is related to the trend as well. What's your opinion about the meme coins? And what do you think about them in general?
I mean, it's I think it's fun. I think
Yeah,
like anything, you have to learn about it if you're going to play with your money,
yeah,
and as long as you're not risking anything that you can't afford to lose, then I'm all for it. Have fun, speculate on different memes.
yeah.
It's the Wild West out there. It's quite entertaining, and have have someone have someone in your network that really is into it, and learn as much
Really?
as you can from them, because it is, there's so many pump and dump scams out there when it comes to
Yeah,
meme coins. But yeah, I think it's fun. I love it. It brings more liquidity into the market.
yeah.
The degens like to meme and have fun. So yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, especially on Solana network. It's crazy. Like some coins, they making millions percentage in profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun market. And most of people, they still afraid of the meme coins. And that's a good signal of actually to buying them.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, that's a game. That should be. So what's in your opinion the game changer of NFT advance? Like what NFT gonna change in our life base and in general, like in internet? What
Well,
does
I
role?
mean, NFTs, like tokenizing things as NFTs,
Yeah,
is we've already seen a lot of things, and maybe you don't read about it all the time in crypto articles or whatever. But just as a technology layer, um, we're seeing a lot of things change in the supply chain. It makes it, I think that's going to be way more common, just
yeah,
tracking and transparent supply chains. I know that Walmart already does it, and they've used it to some great effect to kind of eliminate. Instead of, I remember this one example, all of their E. coli, there was E. coli in their spinach,
Oh,
and they just ran a query on the blockchain and they were very easily able to find exactly where the source was, and then they only had to take a small portion of their spinach off the shelves and not like normally as we've seen this if something gets a coli they do like a countrywide sweep and they take everything off. So
oh,
there's really cool stuff with like all sorts of supply chain. um, a friend of ours in our community, Nick Days, runs um, a NFT charity kind of tracking
yeah,
organization. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But when I do my presentation, I'm going to ask him if I can talk about his company as well because I think it's really cool. But
yeah,
if you if you typically donate to a charity, there's not a lot of transparency about how that money is broken up. I mean,
yeah,
you can see what all the C-level employees make or whatever, but actually tracing that your money went to the cause that it was supposed to,
yeah,
that can all be kind of tokenized and tracked along the chain of command. So just keeping track of anything along the chain. Blood diamonds is another one. If you don't want to, another example, if you want to buy an ethical diamond, by the time diamonds get to the jewelry store, they say
yeah,
it's ethical, but like the jewelry store doesn't know where it
yeah,
bounced around and what it did. If you tokenize things that really, that the supply chain matters to the consumer, that's a good example, I think.
yeah,
You can just run a query and see where it came from, and every time it changed hands, as long as that is being tracked properly. So, consumer facing, I think it's going to be really great that you can
yeah.
guarantee that your product is
Legit.
legit from where it is. It's been um, certified as authentic or whatever. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. I think medical records will be tokenized soon. Well,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
that's
gonna
gonna
take
be huge.
it's gonna take a while
Yeah,
because everything takes a while when it comes to medical. But standardized privacy,
yeah,
sharing of medical records, tokenization makes that just so much more secure, and so much more efficient. So hopefully, I mean, if I just keep going, maybe we'll save some for
there's
the
a
talk.
lot.
I'll pick my favorite ones, and I'll make sure that they're in the talk on June 15th.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, I think every aspect of most businesses, um, there's an opportunity there. Not every aspect. Most
yeah, but
businesses,
anyway,
some
trust
aspects
me,
of most businesses.
that's excited what you're talking about. Everything, even if it's like sounds a typical like understandable for you, it's not for most of the people. It's like that. So
Yeah.
you can keep going, but yeah, let's. I want to ask you one more thing. Stable coins on NFT stable coins. Is there opportunity to get it? And is it a good idea at all? Why we don't have it yet?
NFT stablecoins.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
typically, like if you take each cash, we have like the number of it, and it's kind of like paper NFT, right?
yeah,
Why we don't doing it like NFT stable coins?
I think well because stablecoins are fungible and they should be. So it's like
Yeah,
you can trade any one USDC for any other
yeah.
USDC, and it's even. I think the point of NFTs is to make it unique. Um, there could be something there. I wouldn't go for it.
That's the point. That's why we don't have it.
Yeah, I think it's a little yeah, it's like it feels like a conflict of interest for fungible and non-fungible
Fungible
tokens.
stuff to make it non-fungible.
Yeah.
That's true. Uh, Galen, my last question is: can you share a little bit more, some disclaimer about your speech on our event on 15th of June? What you're gonna talk about? What you will share uh, to do with the audience, and what to accept it?
Yeah, so I mean, I've talked on a lot of panels, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I've had to explain, over and over again what an NFT is.
Yeah,
Um, but I think I've put together a kind of a list of almost the most commonly asked questions or misunderstood questions,
yeah,
and each of them have kind of branches. So, for instance, first thing I want to talk about is what is the NFT technology, very briefly, and then what is like the popularization and the general understanding of NFTs. So we'll break down some cultural things like the Bored Ape Yacht Club and um, NFTs and as a like JPEGs as an investment
yeah,
or as a membership NFT, and really maybe answer some questions about um, why it's working, why the price went up, why those are valuable, and then
oh, that's really important.
why some of these things are not all that they seem. But then really kind of dive deep into some of the more practical business use cases, real world asset tokenization, fractionalization of assets, and all the really uh, technology side things that NFTs can really bring to the table to help us benefit and improve our everyday lives and bring value to us. So uh, there's a lot of examples. I'm going to pick kind of my favorites from each category and have real use cases. So hopefully when people put up their hands, at the end of the presentation, it's not going to
Yeah,
be uh, they're already going to have the answers to all the standard questions, and then they'll have an opportunity to go a little bit deeper and learn
yeah,
um, something that they haven't read on the internet or something that they haven't heard from a friend.
yeah. Oh, that's really important because most of people who, especially not into the market, they don't understand why they have to pay that amount for a picture or a carton or something like that. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people who questioning it themselves about it, and you the one who can give all the answers.
I hope
Excited
so. I hope
waiting
so.
it to hear. And also, I saw that you're running your iDrop on project. Is it possible for the audience to join it as well?
Yeah, yeah. If everybody wants to go to helios.party, they
Yeah.
can jump in. It's HELIOS.PARTY, or follow us at Helios Party on Twitter. Right now, there's just a few airdrop quests you can do, but we'll be releasing new features every week, and those features will come with associated kind of airdrop quests. So you can basically. Oh, did we just get cut off there?
Yeah. No. No. No.
Are we still live?
Yeah. Yeah. We're still live. You can continue.
Screen. Yeah, you can basically go in there and start playing around with the app and experience it as we're building it. So it's a very stripped down
Oh, I
version,
see.
but for going out and testing the app and playing with it, we'll be rewarding all the users with free Heo token at the end as a token of our appreciation. And airdrop hunting is crazy right now, so we're going to try to make it as valuable as
Yeah.
we possibly can for everybody. So yeah, go download the app. New update coming out next week. If you It's a pre-alpha app, so if there's any bugs, shoot us a message, let us know what's going on so we can fix it. And yeah, go out there and earn some Heo token before it
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that I can already testing the app. I'm gonna do it now.
yeah, be gentle. It's really early. We had it
Yeah.
we had the app live for 3 years, and then when I joined the
Yeah.
team, we got a bunch of new people on, and we're kind of building it brand new from the ground up. But yeah, there'll
I
be a
see.
new UI in there next week, uh, and new quests every day. You can go in and listen to 5 songs every day, for instance, to earn some points, which will be exchangeable for Heo at some point. Messages from audience will display here. I don't think the audience is. displaying any messages. Da. All right, we'll give him a couple of seconds to get back here. And yeah, if you're, on the fence about coming to the UFT event on June 15th, definitely come on out and learn something new. I know a lot of the other speakers. There's going to be some legal talk, marketing, etc., and lots of brilliant people on that masterclass day. So come on out and learn something new about blockchain. Let's see here. Maybe we can play with some fun backgrounds, or maybe I'll just wrap it up. See if I have any messages here. June 15th, U of T. Come on out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go. He's back.
I know. I were hearing you actually, and I don't know why. Like my page, like my window were frozen. Anyway,
Who
thank you
knows?
so much, Galen, for your time. It was really good talk to you, and excited to learn more about the NFTs and about your project, especially on June 15. And yeah, have a good weekend. Thank you, thank you a lot.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you. Bye.
Bye.